Hello friends, and welcome to video number 64 on the Mindful Making YouTube channel. Here we talk about yarn, we talk about knitting, we talk about making and how that, making with our hands make us feel. In this video I will talk to you about my recent trip to Bendigo Sheep and Wool show, an amazing experience. And there's also 2 finished objects, a vest and a pair of socks, and then there are a few new projects on the needle. So sit back, relax and get your needles ready. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that this video is recorded on the traditional lands of the Darug people, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And I extend that acknowledgement and respect to the traditional owners of the lands that you are watching from. And I welcome any people, Torres Strait Islander and Aboriginal people who might be watching this video. Thank you for being here. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I'm so thrilled that you found your way here. And also if you found your way back to this channel, thank you for coming back. My name is Jane, I'm a Danish Australian. I live in Asquith, which is north of Sydney. And yes, I am a knitter and a designer and a maker and the woman behind mindfulmaking.com.au, which is my website, web shop with yarn and patterns and blog posts. For instance, you can find the show notes for this episode on that website. So please have a look if there's anything that you want to get the links to, because that is where links to makers and designs that I will talk about today will be there for you in that blog post. As I said, this video is all about Bendigo Sheep and Wool show, and if you see next to me you can see that there are the table is full of new additions to my well assorted stash, but you can't go to Bendigo without getting, bring home new goodies. So of course that's what I did. Bendigo Sheep and Wool show is probably similar to Rhinebeck in New York in the States. So if you know of that, this is probably the Australian version. Well, I haven't been to Rhinebeck, so I can't say for sure, but it's, as I've heard, the biggest wool show in the Southern Hemisphere, equally divided between wool, garments, knitters, makers, crocheters, and then sheep breeders on the other end. So it's a lot of competitions for sheep and their wool and their fleece, and it's quite interesting to move between those two worlds. And you will, throughout this video, you will see snippets of both of those worlds. But let's just start with what I'm wearing. And if you watched these videos before, you will have seen this vest. It does come up as a teal color on the screen. It is much more bright green in reality. It is a very simple vest with a shoulder detail here with a twisted rib that just has an ankle towards the back on the shoulder, a round neck, and then on the side it has these also repeated, these twisted rib detail down the side and a split hem here down here. And I'm just today wearing it over a shirt, and the wonderful thing about this is that you only have to iron the sleeves. You can just hide any wrinkles underneath the vest, and it just gives a nice warmth without being too warm. This was a yarn that was gifted to me from a lovely choir colleague, where her mom had knitted it up already, and I unraveled and reused this beautiful yarn. It's a 100% merino, and it's an 8-ply, a sport weight, I think a sport weight or DK weight yarn, as a test for, or just wanted to try out this design. So that is what I'm wearing today. And we might just jump into one of the finished objects, which is a vest similar to this. In the last episode it was a work in progress, but here it is. It has a nickname called Great Southern Vest because it is made of yarn, kindly sponsored by Great Southern Yarn. So thank you, Alicia. It is similar construction, so it has these twisted rib detail on the shoulders, slanting back, twisted rib in the armhole, and then down the side as well. And a split hem. So probably maybe in the on the screen you can see that there is a color difference between the two. Let's see. No. So my jumper is bright green, what I'm wearing, and this one is a beautiful sea blue. This yarn is an 8-ply yarn. It is plump, it is thick, it is soft, it is super delicious. I would say probably knits up like a worsted weight almost, or 10-ply. So I have knitted this on a 5.5 millimeter needle, which is a US 9. And gauge is 17 stitches per 10 centimeters or 4 inches, and a beautiful warm and not too dense fabric, but still with a firm body. It takes 3 skeins of yarn for my size. And in the last episode you would see that I was halfway there, but had run out of yarn. So at Bendigo I went to the Great Southern Yarn store and got 2 extra skeins. So I actually have still 1 left. So you can see here this beautiful yarn. Great Southern Yarn. And it's color Judy Gassip 2. It's an 80% SRS Australian merino and 20% nylon, non-mulesed and non-superwashed. 100 gram is 210 meters. It knits up beautifully, and even though that it's an 8-ply and a DK weight, I think it knits up as a worsted. Lovely plump and slightly variegated color, and this blue is just beautiful. If you want to check out many of the other yarns, they're beautiful, all of them, you know, the colors. Check out Great Southern Yarn, and the link will be in the blog post, in the show notes that are directly linked below in the description box. Yeah, in terms of writing up the pattern for this, that's a work in progress, but I am around here writing up. I will finish that within the next couple of weeks and then send it off to tech editing. My tech editor, the dear Diane, is away on holiday, so there will be a pattern hopefully for her to tech edit when she comes back, and then maybe in 4 weeks time there will be a call for test knitters for this vest. So maybe take note of that. If you're interested, the test call will be done on Instagram, so keep an eye out for that. So that's the vest. That's the first finished object, and also just a short talk about Bendigo Sheep and Wool show. Let's go there, which is the main part of this video, is talking about Bendigo. I went last year and had a ball, and I was actually, I thought, went last year, I don't need to go this year, but then the offer came for 7 knitters to live together, to be housemates in an Airbnb, and of course, I had to go, and I'm so happy I did. Diane from Perfect Pairings, she organized and booked the Airbnb, and I traveled with Vera here from Sydney. Vera loves knitting, and got on the plane early Thursday morning, arrived there as the first in the house, had a nap, which was so much in need, with a bit of nap after an early morning and the trip, which was fine. We airplane to Melbourne, and then on the train from and then Skybus to Central Station in Melbourne, Southern Cross, and then the train to Bendigo. A joy of a travel, so beautiful. And we arrived, had a nap, and then I guess 1.5 hours later, we were still napping. Then the next person came, opened the door, unlocked, and came in, and could see that there were jackets and shoes and boots. And she said, but it was all quiet and nobody was there. So she was just, hello, anybody here? And that was Kath from Mindful Melbourne Maker. First time I met her, it was so lovely to meet Kath, an avid knitter and designer too. So she designs a lot of very beautiful socks. Then sort of in a steady stream, people came. So Diane, Perfect Pairings, Danny from A Knitting Suitcase, all the way from Perth, Ali, my dear friend at Fiberbound, my dear friend from Adelaide, and then Michelle, who is Pie's Hobbies. She is a work friend with Diane, so she came as well. So the 7 of us stayed in the Airbnb. And as soon as we, had distributed our suitcases into the rooms and found then knitting out, started knitting and around the table, plenty of tea, and knitted away the entire weekend and chatted and laughed. It was beautiful, a beautiful weekend. The first night we went out for dinner at an Italian restaurant. And then when we came home, we had arranged for a yarn swap. So we all brought a skein of yarn, wrapped it, and then draw numbers and selecting a mystery skein. And this is what I got. This beautiful skein of yarn in autumnly colors with a burnt orange and a beautiful deep purple, and it is dyed by Fluff and Nonsense, an Australian hand dyer. It's a merino sock, 75-25 merino nylon, 400 meters, and the colorway is called Weird Sisters. Yeah, maybe Weird Sisters. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I'm looking very much forward to knitting a pair of socks in these Fluff and Nonsense yarn. It was just so exciting, unwrapping and seeing what was inside, and I'm so happy with my skein here. So thank you for organizing. That was amazing. First day, Bendigo Sheep and Wool show. Well, backtracking again to the night before, printed out vendor list, and we sort of had a initial game plan. We would arrive sharp early at when the gates opened, 9 a.m. The first vendor we wanted to visit is Half Baked Yarns, because she dyes these beautiful self-striping balls of yarn. Yes, and I got two. And I'm happy we went there first, because after day one they were almost gone. This is the first skein, a beautiful, also autumnal colors, with a bright orange, blue, and a sort of forest green, and then the neutral white. And this is called Mirkwood. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And it is a superwash merino nylon, 380 meters. So it says here, stripe pattern, 4 rounds on 60 stitches sock. So that's what I will do. 60 stitches. Lovely, lovely. There you go. The label and the yarn. I also got this stunner of a ball of yarn. It looks like a beach, it looks like summer, it looks vibrant, and this is called Blossoms in the Frost, so completely different. But it is Blossoms in the Frost as well. So these would be the frosty colors, and then the blossoms here. But I see it as well as beach and water and sand. Yeah. Anyway, so again, merino nylon and a 4 round patterns, stripes on a 60 stitch. There we go. It's beautiful. And I do think it comes up more blue again on the screen. It's a this color here is actually much more teal and has much more green in it. And this is also much more green, turquoise, light turquoise. So it comes up very blue on the screen. Looking very much forward to that. So, 2 pair of socks. Here, half-baked yarns. Half-baked hand-dyed, sorry. That was the first purchase. And I did bring a budget, but I guess within 2 hours it was blown. Anyway, I had a really, really good time. Next up is natural fibernaturally.com.au. They have their flock of alpaca. They shear and they spin. And well, I have seen them a few times at other markets, and I've always admired their yarn and their natural colors, because well, at least these that I bought is represent the natural colors of the alpacas. So this is the main color I got, a deep brown, and I got 4 of these, and this is from Sequoia in 2018, a 4-ply. There we go. So this is from the back of Sequoia, 100% alpaca. But isn't this amazing that this is the natural color of the alpaca. So it says here on the label, farm to you. Alpaca allure yarns have been lovingly grown, harvested and processed sustainably and ethically from selectively sourced alpaca fiber, direct from the farmer. It is sheer luxury, for sure. And then, well, I got these 4, and then I thought I would add some, maybe do some color work. So I added these 2. And a very neutral as well. So yes, we are within my comfort zone with the natural colors, and this I'm trying to sort this out. This is then Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Charlie 2022, Charlie. And this is Kura batch 21. Yeah. I am thinking a color work jumper. And in the past, I have been reluctant to knit with just pure alpaca because it might sort of straighten or lengthen. But I do think with this, the way that this has been spun, that it's not so slick as it was in the past, the yarns that I have worked with in the past. So it's super soft, it's delicious, it has a bit of halo, it will be amazing. But that was fibernaturally.com.au. Pay them a visit, lovely, lovely family farm. Then I knew I also wanted to visit Pauline at the Melbourne City Dye Works. I think we have a bit of the same taste in designs and in colors, so it's always a delight to catch up with Pauline. And of course, well, I got some yarn of hers. I will show you, here it is. And maybe you can see that it has a beautiful sheen to it. And this yarn is a 50% merino and 50% bamboo. And it's the bamboo fiber that gives it almost a silky sheen. It's approximately 195 meters in a 100 gram skein, so it's a DK weight. Great price point, $25, and this colorway is called Biscuit. I actually got 4 of these skeins, and now I am in a bit of a panic because I can't find one of these skeins that I haven't wound up yet, because I have started knitting with this. 4 skeins of this, and then 1 skein of this beautiful icy blue, and it comes up much more red with a red undertone or blue on the screen. It's more icy blue. This colorway is called dog eggs, I think. So I thought to pair the two. The biscuit color as the main color, and then just a bit of accent with this blue. And the intention was to knit a shawl, and but what the yarn really wanted to become a t-shirt, a drapey t-shirt, a layering piece. I was thinking of a vest again, but I cast it on yesterday, what will become a drapey t-shirt ish. So let's just see what we can do here without ruining everything. The nickname of this is called A Line in the Sand, and that is because this is the back, starting with an I-cord cast on, and this is basically the full back, sleeve to sleeve, and then I have just, so this is the back, and then I've just decreased for a short sleeve and a further decreases here in the body, but it will be a very oversized drapey fabric, hopefully. And this is one skein of yarn, apart from the gauge watch that I've knitted, so there will be a few centimeters more from the first skein, and I started the second skein, and that's why, you know, I was just a bit panicky, because I'm sure I bought 4, and I know I bought 4, but I can't find the 4th skein because I will need it. So this is basically the back, and this will be the neck, and I've just started the front shoulder. So quite a wide neck, not too deep, wide neck, and then this line in the sand will sit on the back. I've put in short rows, and that would hopefully also taper that seam on the back. And then I'm actually thinking to knit 2 pieces flat, and then picking up stitches down the sides here on either side with the blue color, and then binding off with a 3-needle bind off on the right side, so you would get a seam like that down the sides of this piece. And I did this yesterday, and for once I just played around, cast it on what I thought, and I just enjoyed the process of not being too prescriptive and just seeing how it knits up, how it flows, how it drapes, how it forms. I hope it will work out, otherwise I'll just redo it. And but I think this will have legs. Beautiful fabric, and I'm knitting on a 4.5mm needle, so a US 7, and arriving at a gauge around 18 stitches. Yeah, so I'll get a bit further, and then I'll also just see how it behaves with weight. But I just love, you know, letting that shiny fabric shine, and just putting in a bit of accent with the blue. Thoroughly enjoying knitting with this yarn. Plump, soft, delightful, and it has a bit of body to it as well. So I really enjoy this process. Yeah. So hopefully I can find the 4th skein somewhere. Also at Pauline's store, Melbourne City Dye Works, I picked up this set of minis. Very much in my comfort zone of colors, as you would see. Mustardy yellows, softer, variegated, bit of brown, and then this beauty of a soft pink peachy color. I don't know whether it sharpens. See, they have their own life. This is I think this is could be a super soft, no, not super soft, super washed yarn merino. But they will come in very handy in a pair of socks striped like this. That will be stunning. Love it, love it, love it. So that was Melbourne City Dye Works. Something that is not yarn, but also bought at Bendigo. Always, every year, the wood turners of Bendigo have a store outside and inside in one of the sheds. And I got myself a cheese knife with this beautiful handle. It's just so beautifully soft to the touch, and I think this was $15 or so. You know, it's nothing. So I had to get that one with me home, and a mushroom for mending socks. Beautifully soft. There's something about wood, yeah, very gentle to the touch and soft, and LB 2122 Bendigo wood turner. So it's just lovely to think that a group of makers been together and made this beautiful tool. It reminds me of my grandmother. She had one of these as well. I do have socks that needs mending. I will talk about that in the next video. And I will just see if I can really use this, or the hole is too big because they're basically ripped, and maybe I just need to redo the heel totally. But now I have one of these mushroom, sock mushroom, possibly. Love it, love it, love it. I brought one with me home, and I was visiting the stall together with Ali, and she got a mushroom as well. So it's just lovely to support local makers. You know what? I just found the 4th skein of the Melbourne City. It's sitting here. There you go. It was in my shelves together with all the alpaca. So it's here. Panic's over. I'm saved. Ooh. Good. Okay, so I have long been wanting to try the nettle sock yarn. It's a yarn by Onion Yarns. It's a Danish yarn brand. And this Lush Corner carries Onion Yarns, at least the nettle yarn. And some others, not every brand or type. But here they are, the onion, and it is a beautiful soft pink. It's a perfect pink, sort of a blush pink, and the composition of this yarn is 75 økologisk uld, organic wool, and 30% nettle fibers, nældfiber. Yeah, 50 gram, 160 meters. So this will be it's probably a sport weight. It says 24 stitches on a 3mm needle is 10 centimeters or 4 inches. This beautiful color, and I'm just saying it comes up more blue than it is in reality. I actually had planned to start a pair of socks on my way back because the next finished object that you will see I finished at Bendigo, but I decided against it because I thought I might use this, maybe not for socks, because my friend Vera loves knitting. She bought a skein like this. It's a Sori alpaca in the perfect pink and the perfect match for this onion yarn. This shouts to me, it wants to be a hat, a beanie, a hat with cables, and you know, on a flight home, tired, that was not the project to start on my way back from Bendigo. This yarn is it is rosemary, non-superwash. It has 800 meters, so it is a lace weight per 100 gram. This is a 50 gram skein, so there is 400 meters here. 65 Sori alpaca, 35 silk. Stunner of a yarn. It's called Soft Rose, and it is from Green Tea Yarns. You can't see that. You can see it here. Green Tea Yarns. Lovely to meet. Sorry, now I can't remember your name. Green Tea Yarns. That is very embarrassing. Dyeing up some beautiful colors, and I love this Sori silk. So together with the nettle, it one day will become a hat with I think a faux fur pom-pom. Yep. Green Tea Yarns, beautiful hand-dyed yarns. In the back here, another purchase, it's this cute little bag, and it's from Cian's Yarns. It has this, you know, excellent, I'm about to say construction, but can carry it around your wrist, opening up, and then it is secured by a little push button, and then opening this beautiful little bucket bag, so it stands up very nicely. And in here was the project that I decided to start knitting on my way back on the plane. Just coming back to the bag, it's, you know, jeans fabric, and patchwork here. There is a llama here, bit of birds, and then I don't know what the animals are out here. Could be a dog, possibly. Maybe it is here again. The dog and a bit of sea creatures. But I just love the color combinations with a bit of green and blue here. Love this bag, and we were a few, particularly inspired by Ali, who already had a bag like this, so a few of us in the house bought a bag. I think that's what happens, you know, it's not peer pressure, but peer inspiration. So absolutely love this bag. That's now my put in my handbag, project bag, so bring them everywhere. Here we have again the 2x2 ribbing socks and these will be for the kid's granddad for his birthday. The legs are done, and I have just started the heel flap. This was just, you know, I know this by heart, 72 stitches. 2x2 ribbing, 15 centimeters leg, around 18 or 36 rows for the heel flap, then the heel turn, and then just keeping the 2x2 on the instep of the foot and knitting the sole stockinette for a size 43 European. Heel to when the toe decrease starts, it's around 22.5 centimeters, and then the toe would just be a 5 centimeter decrease. So that is my go-to for socks for the male members in my family, and you would have seen them before if you've been in, if you watched any of the previous videos, because I've knitted a few over the last couple of months. Coming back in my beautiful little bag, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. That socks, then we can move into the second finished objects of this episode, which is the pair of socks that I worked on my way down to Bendigo. Here they are, 2x2, heel flap and gusset, basic male sock pattern, well tested over many years and with positive comments, so that's excellent. And I can see you know, I've made a few mistakes on these. Maybe I had a glass of red wine, or the lights weren't that big, but those are for my son. He will love them anyway. Here they are on the beautiful sock blocker. I will say that on this side my picking up of stitches looks impeccable. They are perfect. On the other side, it's a completely different story. I don't know what happened. It's probably picking up the other way, and where the stitches is not as obvious where to pick up as it was on the other side. And it's also when you do the slip and knit, one side, the first stitch next to your pickup will be a knit stitch, and the other side it will be a slipped. So whether that's also makes a difference, I think it does, because it's the same on the other sock. Here it is very pretty and beautiful and neat. On the other side it's a bit dog's breakfast. Process over perfection. And these will be warm my son's feet, and he will love them regardless. So they are done. They take up about 1.5 skein of these. I worked in Alpaca Classic, but a traditional fingering weight sock yarn. So 1.5 skeins, around 320 grams, or 320 meters of yarn. 320 meters? I think, yes. And this is what is left of the yarn, and I'm sorry, the ball band has gone, so I can't tell you the color number. So those were the second finished object in this video. And I should also say, not only did I enjoy the yarn and being with my friends, which I absolutely adore, and I would also insert a bit of footage from a pizza wine knitting night we had at our house, and we had friends coming over and just had a lovely evening sitting on the couch and on the floor, knitting away, chatting. That was absolutely amazing. So I enjoyed meeting you all in Bendigo. I met a former colleague that I haven't caught up with for many years, so it was lovely to bump into her. A couple of Danish knitters and some of you who Tap on my shoulder and say, hello, hello, I've seen you before, I follow your podcast, and thank you so much for taking the time and just catching up, and it was so lovely to meet you in person. So that's the beauty of such an event at Yarn Festival. The first day was quite hectic because we were sort of a bit frantic and, you know, buying the things we wanted. And then the second day, much more relaxed, and had a few of those yummy hot jam donuts. My gosh, I don't usually buy or eat donuts, but those, yum, 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 yum. Oh, they were just, it was heaven. It was heaven. Soft, fluffy, warm, sweet, and the jam in there was just perfect. Perfect, perfect. If you ever go, you have to have a donut. Second day, I also went to watch all the sheep. No, they are the cutest. And just seeing, you know, where our wool come from, and of course we know it's from the sheep, but those gorgeous sheep and the variety of breeds was just amazing. And they had these signs where you can see, you know, the micron of the fleece. You could see the competition outcomes, and there were boxes of fleece that you could just touch. I think, you know, the combination of wool, yarn making, and the sheep just makes Bendigo even more magnificent than it makes it so special compared to just a yarn festival. I loved walking around the sheep, and there's maybe more footage of sheep than of yarn. Small lambs, and there were, are they called Angora goats for the mohair? Curly, I'm about to say manes. You will see it on the pictures.
They have my hair.
Beautiful, beautiful sheep and goats. We only missed the alpacas there. It will be, I think that could be an extension of the show. Maybe not. Then there would be sheep, alpaca, wool show, something. But I loved it, and I loved walking around the sheep and seeing them. It was just magnificent. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So my bank balance or my account balance, my credit card didn't love it. I loved it, and I am ready to go again next year. Just need to recover the credit card until then. But it was lovely, and it was, you know, spending the time with like-minded people and like-minded knitters, the chatting. We had a bowl winder in our room, of course we had, because, you know, we wanted to wind up your yarn so you get knitting, and I did it for the Great Southern Yarn so I could finish my vest and work on that, which I did. Lastly, or maybe lastly, who knows, the beautiful Daniela from A Knitting Suitcase, she was so kind to gift us all a little notions pouch. And this is mine. Look at the beautiful fabric. And on the other side, lovely, lovely socks. Inside, this stunning pink and rose gold dots. Love it. Thank you so much, Danny. And please, if you haven't watched her videos, give her check her out. A knitting suitcase. Yes, and then the beautiful Ali, fiber bound, brought us all a tin of stitch markers. Rose gold, my favorite. Thank you. So that will go in here, and this will be my traveling notions pouch. I have a bigger one, but I will create just a small one with the few absolute necessities in my knitting bag. Chocolate, thank you, Ali. And this little whatever they are called, can't find the word. On it, you can't maybe you can't see it, but it says knit fast, dye warm. Knit fast, dye warm. Thank you so much, Ellie. Such a great weekend. Such a great weekend. I'm still on the high, apart from a bit of a cold, because you know it was cold, it was winter, it was windy, it was a bit rainy, and had my puffy jacket on, beanie, and I wasn't cold, but we just had to dress for the weather. What I have over here as well, some yarn that I didn't purchase at Bendigo, but I did a few markets ago. But Adagio Mills was also vending at the Bendigo. Adagio Mills. Again, 100% alpaca. This yarn is very, very soft, and it's maybe a tiny bit silkier than the natural fiber naturally. I got this probably a couple of months ago, and this is Roger. So again, a natural colored alpaca yarn. I love that, you know, it's just from the back of the animal. There's nothing done to the fiber apart from spinning the yarn. So here they're approximately 320 meters in 4-ply 100 gram. I have 4 skeins of these, and this I do think might become a shawl eventually. But Roger, my new friend, sits next to me in the couch on the shelf. So Adagio Mills. I think that's it. But that's enough too, don't you think? Today it is Sunday, the 28th of July. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. You will have noticed I have a bit of cold or throat irritation. Yesterday I was just staying low, knitting away, a long sleep, knitting away on my bamboo and merino top. And this afternoon I will meet up with my knitting friends, hopefully, if the throat is okay. Or sort of, I don't think I'm infectious or anything, for a knit and a chat, and then I will get this video edited for you. I'll put in videos and pictures from Bendigo throughout. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please, if you would like to support my channel, please subscribe, please comment. It helps a lot, and I enjoy interacting with you all. I hope you have enjoyed a few moments of slow and have not been too overwhelmed by all the additions to my yarn stash. I really enjoyed catching up with fiber friends from across the country, and some international as well. Well, there were a few Danes, but living in Australia, that I caught up with. And also supporting, now I'm about to say locally grown yarn, was absolutely amazing. Talking to fiber friends real life, staying in, a huge thank you to my lovely housemates, for spending such a wonderful weekend together. It was a ball. I'm looking forward to catching up with you all. Until next time, enjoy your knitting. Bye.